Hi everyone, my name is Sheranne and I'm a full-time yoga teacher. I'm from Singapore and I've started practicing yoga for almost a decade now. It was an on and off journey. I first started practicing when I was in LA. This was after a fall and a major surgery on my lower back. So I started yoga as a form of rehab because I pretty much wasn't able to do anything else that I used to do before, like going to the gym, any sort of high impact workouts. So I found a studio in LA and went for my first class there. Fast forward a few years after, I had moved to Hong Kong and I was extremely stressed out. I was working a very high stress job in a high stress environment, and that brought me back to my practice of yoga, and this time it got a lot more intense. I was practicing every single day, and I think it was more of the mental and spiritual aspect of yoga that really drew me in. And it sounds cliche, but yoga has pretty much saved my life. And after Hong Kong, everything kind of happened organically. I never really thought I was ever going to end up being a yoga teacher, but my teacher in Hong Kong had pushed me onto that journey. So then I had gone to India to study yoga. It brought me to where I am today. I do run a corporate wellness business, but I'm also spending a lot of time teaching here at Yoga Lab. I had a major fall a long time ago. I think I was 19 at that time, so it was like a decade ago now. It wasn't the most amazing story. I fell off a cart at the airport. I fell straight on my bum and my spine shifted. So I was almost paralyzed. My spine shifted, it was pressing against my nerves. I had to get a surgery to basically get my spine aligned. So my L5, my lumbar spine, and my sacrum is fused together. So I actually have screws and rods in my back. So you can actually see it right here. I have 4 screws, 2 rods, and a cage in my back. It does impact my yoga practice. I do live with pain every day. It's not the best scenario. I think I went through a phase of just questioning everything as to why it happened. However, it could have been a lot worse. I could have been paralyzed. That's what the surgeon had told me. In hindsight, I think I was pretty lucky, and without that happening, I probably wouldn't be here today. I probably wouldn't be teaching yoga. It has really made me who I am and accept the things that I can't change. There are a lot of things that I can't do in yoga, and a long time ago I used to wish that it never happened, so maybe I could have done this or that. But where I'm at right now, no, like I still think I am pretty lucky, and I hope to share my journey and experience with my students. Yeah. So the type of classes that I do love teaching and personally do love practicing are more vinyasa and flow based. So if you've been to a class of mine, you probably have realized that I do enjoy creating creative sequences and just moving through each asana pretty quickly. The reason for that, or the reason why I enjoy teaching and practicing a flow class, is because of the focus of breath. A lot of times in yoga we tend to lose that. So that whole one breath, one movement type of thing really applies to me, and you really get to zone in and turn the gaze inwards to really understand how the body is feeling. My classes are usually, or I would like to think, a little bit more fun and not too serious. You don't have to take yourself too seriously. It doesn't really matter whether you can get into a certain posture. It might or might not come one day, but always, again, coming back to the breath, which I think is the most important in yoga. So things I do in my spare time, let's see. I enjoy spending time with friends of mine. We don't have that much time together. I don't see my best friends a lot, so just spending quality time with them over a glass of wine. I also do teach and volunteer at Mind, so that's the movement for the intellectually disabled of Singapore. I mean, when I say teach yoga, it's very basic movements, just basically getting them to move their bodies, or sometimes just sitting there and having a chat with them, which keeps me grounded, and it really does remind me of why I teach yoga and why I'm here, why we're all here, really. Okay, so traveling, it's a huge part of who I am. I've moved from Singapore to LA to Hong Kong, Sydney for a bit, and then back to Singapore. I don't know, I think I'm a little bit more spontaneous, or sometimes too spontaneous in that sense. I'll just pack up and leave and figure it out when I get there. But that's part of the excitement, and it's something that I do enjoy. I've now moved back to Singapore since the end of 2016. This time I think I'm a little bit more settled. I still do travel quite a lot, just easy places like Bali or Thailand. I think living in Singapore, where sometimes it gets a little bit too hectic and you feel kind of claustrophobic, it's just good to like get out and get your head together again, you know, be by the beach, by the ocean. I don't really know when my next travel plans or where I'm going to next. Probably Bali again, and maybe Vipassana next year. Let's see. Yeah, that's it. Alrighty, thank you guys for watching. If you guys would like to find out what my schedule is, check out the links below, and I'll see you guys on the mat.